Hello everyone, welcome back. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'll be sharing with you guys my recipe on beans with goat meat stew. It tastes beautiful and I have to share this recipe with you guys. So if you do like it, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down, let me know what you served it with. I'll also share with you guys what I've served it with. And do not forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoy it. So these are all the ingredients that I'm going to be using. It seems quite a lot, but do not worry, I will break it down for you. So we've got here 1 big spring onion, 2 red bell peppers, some Maggi cubes, tomato puree in a small tin, onion, bay leaves, whole nutmeg, chicken seasoning. So I'm using this as a replacement for all pepper seasoning as I don't have any available. As you can see, I'm running low on this one as well. Garlic paste, jumbo chicken stock, palm oil, 400 grams of chopped tin tomatoes, 500 grams of roast cocoa beans. I've soaked it overnight so it can be easy for me to cook it. And here we've got half a kilo of goat meat. Last but not least, vegetable oil. And that's it, guys. All the ingredients that I'm using. So I've removed the water that the beans were soaked in and washed the beans. Then on high heat, I'm adding 2.5 liters of water. Remember, beans are very tough, so I want it to have enough water so it can cook evenly. Next, I'm adding 2 Maggi cubes, followed by 2 tablespoons of jumbo chicken seasoning. This is what I'm using, as it is my preference. I recommend you to use the quantity which suits you best. I will now go ahead and grate half of the whole nutmeg. You guys may know me already. I love whole nutmeg instead of the grounded one. It tastes so much better, authentic. I don't know if it's just me. If you guys feel the same, please let me know, unless it's just in my head. Next, I'm adding 5 tablespoons of melted palm oil. I'll highly recommend you guys to melt the oil, otherwise you won't be using the correct quantity. And again, this is how much I'm using, therefore use the amount that you like. I'll now close the lid and leave it to boil for 40 minutes. So I've washed the meat. On medium heat, I'm adding a liter of water, then add 2 Maggi cubes, and 1 teaspoon of jumbo chicken seasoning. And that's it, guys. I'll now close the lid, leave it to boil for approximately 30 minutes. On high heat, I'm adding a reasonable amount of vegetable oil into a frying pan. Once the oil is set, then gradually start adding the vegetables. So you add it bit by bit. The less you add, it softens and it creates more space. But if you have a bigger pan than I do, then add it all at once. So I'm adding all the vegetables in there. That includes the onions and peppers. Then mix everything together until it softens, but not too much. You want to keep its shape. So the vegetables have softened and created more space. Now I'll gradually add the chopped tin tomatoes and stir. So once everything is mixed well together, I'll then add the tomato puree. So I'm literally adding everything from that can into the saucepan. So as you can see, I'm literally scraping everything from that can. Making sure it all gets in there. At this stage, you want to make sure you stir everything very well, because with the tomato puree it can have a very harsh sour taste. You want to make sure you stir it properly so you can give it a good balance. Now you just need to stir the tomato sauce until it's fully cooked. To know that, you see the oil coming up at the top, and you can also taste it. If it doesn't taste sour, that's when you know it's cooked. I'll now add a teaspoon of garlic paste, then give it a stir. Then add the remaining of the whole nutmeg. The tomato is well cooked. As you can see, the oil is coming up at the top. Now what I'm going to do is add the broth of the goat meat. This is completely optional. This is something I like to do, and believe you me, this tastes so delicious. Instead of adding water, I like to add the juice of the meat, and I'm not going to add everything. I just use about 300 milliliters of it, and the remaining I store it in the freezer for future dates. If I want to make a gravy of something, it helps, you guys. This is a tip, it does help. So now I'm just stirring everything together. You don't need to stir it for too long because the sauce is already cooked. So I'm just mixing everything together for about a minute. So the beans and goat meat are done. What I will say about the beans, you don't want it to be too soft because you're going to cook it for furthermore minutes. This is the brand that I used, and it didn't take too long to soften. I previously used a different brand which took longer. So what I would suggest, when you're boiling the beans, do check on it every now and then just to avoid it from getting too soft. What I am doing is adding just the goat meat into the pot with the beans, and I've got the heat on medium. I'll then add the tomato sauce in there. Yes, get it all in there and stir it very well. Make sure it all mingles well together. I will also be adding about a tablespoon of jumbo chicken seasoning. I recommend you to taste it at this point. The taste didn't really go well with me, therefore I added more seasoning to give it that taste that I want. I'll then add the bay leaves. Last but not least, I'll be adding the chicken seasoning I had left. This is just about half a teaspoon of it. I'm going to add it all in there, give it a quick stir, close the lid, leave it to do its thing on medium to high heat for 25 minutes or until it softens. So don't forget to check on it every now and then and give it a stir if it needs to. So after 25 minutes, ta-da, is done. The heat is off, and I'm just going to give it a quick stir, and look at it, guys. It tastes delicious, and I like my sauce quite thick. But yeah, as you can see, the smoke is not my friend right now. It's literally blocking the view. I'm just going to cut it here and show you what I've served it with. So on different days, I've eaten it with different sides, with kwanga, with semolina, with rice, as you can see here, loso na madesu, chama pilipina mo panzi. You guys, I'm not really a fan of rice and beans, but this one, it just tastes delicious. And I've also tried it with semolina and saltfish, and this is the reason why I didn't add too much meat, so I can incorporate it with other stuff. I hope the instructions was clear for you guys to follow. If you have any questions, please leave it on the comment section below, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.